Very good. Nice to see you.
Oh, it's nice to see you too. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I changed locations in my home due to construction. So I had to set everything up differently and I thought I need to make sure everybody can hear me and it's okay. So
Perfect.
what's going on in your world, Michael? What's going on?
Oh, everything is great. It's nice to see you. So it's been so interesting. I listened to your session notes. I'll tell you how interesting the buck situation is. But first, going back to last week with the mother side, it's so interesting because my grandma, who's a very intense person, she even comes from this kind of generation of kind of, I don't want to say like a dictator energy, but kind of like this, controlling. And she's been kind of sick, but it's a lot of mental sickness as well. Like she gets herself kind of upset, very negative thinker. Anyway, my mom has had issues with her in the past. There's just like family drama over money or something. And my mom thinks she favors one of the brother, but one of the brothers left, and the other brother lives with her. But basically, my mom just wants to be free, and she's living in Florida, but coming back to New Jersey and checking on her. But anyway, last week it was like weird after our session. My grandma was like, sick, and I went to check on her. Anyway, she just is very negative. So I I didn't know how to help them. I said, I don't really know how I can help you anymore. You have to just kind of let go. Before I would just say, like, I'll listen to their drama. There's and long story short, I won't go into the details, but the chain of her energy was broken. She realized that she's causing all this and bad energy, really. We didn't really want to tell her that it's really her causing the problem because they're not into the higher mind as much. So they're very closed off. So anyway, she realized because she called me after I left because I left kind of quickly. I just said, I don't think I can deal with this. It was an argument. But then on the phone, she said, oh, your mother never helps. Then I said, I think you just have it out with my mom. I think you just have issues with her. And my mom really cares about you, but every time we offer help, you don't want it. That's the thing. Like you just really don't want people's help, but you're just dragging them because you're not feeling good or you want to control them. Anyway, my mom said, she was so different on the phone. My mom said about her mom, wow, it's like you broke the curse or something. I said, well, this healer has been helping me. And she was like, you really did. She was like, she's way different now.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's so good. There's a lot of heaviness there, but there's light after. So anyway, I called her the other day and she was actually like neutral. She wasn't like bringing down the energy. So yeah, really helped. I think that was part of this, just a leaking of energy in the lineage that
Hmm.
hasn't been resolved. It wasn't, it's again, like your work is so good because it doesn't have to be heavy. You don't have to go in and do like, a bunch of things on yourself or do a 30-day cleanse. It's really things you do it at the moment. And that recognition, going to the higher timeline, it's like you're just jumping into another frequency right there, and,
Exactly.
and that's the work. So very esoteric, but it was, so.
I love that. I love that wording, jumping into another frequency, because that's really what it is. And I'm really give a shout out to everyone that comes my way and allows, because it takes trust to do this. It takes trust to have some lady you don't know send you energy session, hold that space with you, and then send you some notes and tell you now live from that vibration. I've plugged you in. You're plugged in. You plugged you in. Now live from that vibration. But yeah, that's huge with your grandmother and all those signs. Wow, that's a lot of confirmation.
Definitely, and it's definitely good now, because everyone realizes that all the cat is being let out of the bag now. I mean, we're in the true Aquarian age now, and it's all about air. Aquarius is air. Pluto just moved into Aquarius just now a couple days ago, and Pluto is the furthest from Earth and the closest to the light, so it's going to make the most mass change on the soul level.
Mm.
So it's about your consciousness and your thought. You can change things very quickly by your mindset. It was in Capricorn before, which is very earthly and very stable. Now it's air, which is like the changing of vibration very quick. So
Yes.
realize that oof, she's in this incarnation to fix that. She had to wait till the end of her life to realize that. And I think she finally I didn't have to tell her. It was the moment. The energy spoke for it, and everyone was kind of done. So anyway, that really helped. And I feel a sense of freeing because I actually don't feel like I'm really responsible anymore. And you're never responsible really for other people to hold their baggage in that sense. I mean, you know.
No, you're right. You're right. But at the same time, I think some space of you came in to be this point of the bridge, yes, to the different alignment, and also to break that space of that cycle, right? So, in a sense, the responsibility could be cultural, yes, but also could just be an embedded knowing on your part to some extent that you came to do this, you know?
And she really admires me, and she's you know, she it was meant to be because I was the one that could get through to her. Again,
Mm.
like you give a lot of advice to, like I wrote like protocols on how to heal colitis like 5 years ago, and like all these things. And you know, again, you want to take the signs, and when people don't want to take the signs, we say in Kabbalah the soul is very closed. They don't want it.
Hmm.
They have to come to a certain level, and God forbid, usually it happens in a difficult way for people.
Hmm.
So anyway, same with my uncle. He's at that very vibration. Well, and I guess they're part of the soul family, so we all help each other in a way. They're good people. It's just a little bit lost. So I think I broke that kind of energy, and you also have to learn to have boundaries with it. I realize it's not really good fear.
Hmm.
Even just talking about it, we could feel the density of it. So anyway, that was really helpful. And also the buck you mentioned, I just Googled the spirit animals. I like to look for signs. And it says the buck symbolizes a lively and energetic nature. But it says these bucks are full of life, but they're inexperienced. They rush into things without thinking them through. And it's so crazy because I listened to you say the buck you saw in the thing. I listened to that right after I had a call with, I'm running a nonprofit music thing, and I'm working with this lady who is she was just telling me, Michael, you're all over the place. You're just like, you know what I mean? Like you have so many ideas, but you need to ground yourself. And when I read about the buck, it said rush into things without thinking them through. This is so true. It's like, oh, we need the finances tomorrow for this. She was like, you need to make a plan. I'm like, oh no. So it's true. Like I'm going in with my plans and everything. So I need to slow down and be a little bit more grounded. Uh,
Well, you got the confirmation of the message very quickly, and we're in that new alignment energetically. So, you know, I think everything will open up and flow very nicely for you. Your awareness is opening those doors as well. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
being more settled in myself.
Wow. So those are some big, beautiful spaces.
Definitely.
Yes.
Other than that, yeah.
All right. All right. So, is there anything that you want to specifically, looking over where we've been, where we are right now? Are you registering anything that you want to expand more on, or that you'd like to understand better in your own self, or whatever it is that is coming to you? Yes, in this space. Yes.
I would just rather let you intuit anything you're picking up that's tight or anything. Like I've been trying to bless the energy centers and different things, but if there's anything you can recommend, like I have a lot of energy and I feel like I definitely need to like settle it.
Okay. All right. So let's just connect for a minute energetically a little deeper. All right. So close your physical eyes. Yes. Yes. And just allow yourself nice breath in, nice full exhale, your speed. Okay. Yes. On your exhale, just let your body drop. Like really feel your shoulders drop down. Yes. Yes. Just allow the face to relax, the scalp. Yes. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just be the space. Just be the space. Yes. All right. Now let's just read this. Okay. Your crown energy is opening up. Your crown energy is opening up. And you have a lot of energy moving through your left arm down to your left hand. Yes. Just allow your breath. There's a lot of energy in your back. Yes. The center, especially. I think you're still like just allowing that opening, like you said, no responsibility, but more so coming from the understanding of opportunity,
Mhm.
neutrality. Uh, just allow your breath. Yes. All right. So there's a lot of energy in your forehead. Yes, your eyes, your brow line, your forehead. Lot of energy. But it feels good. It feels big, like we could just allow it to move out your crown if you just intend. Let this energy move up, out my crown, and then it'll go around your field and it'll just be a space of you, a balanced energy. But it felt like you had a lot right in the front of the head. Lots of ideas. Yes, you said yes. And there's like an excitement in what I will see. That's what I hear. So you being excited about what you'll see next, but maybe said with love, maybe there's a sense or something going on of uh looking for something next more than a balance of looking at now as well, uh, with the same excitement for the now as you would hold for the next.
Mm.
A lot of opening just then on the back of your head, left side. Just allow your breath. Uyane yakauaye. All right, we're going to go in and we're just going to go right down to your feet and let's bless those feet and those root lines. As I'm doing this, your ears are opening. How fascinating. All right, so we're blessing the root lines and the feet, and your sacred senses, your sacred hearing is opening. There's a lot of energy in the head. Just allow. Lower the root lines deeper. There you go. I feel you doing it. Thank you. Just allow the space. Your left side anchored first. That's your divine feminine. That's the feminine line. It anchored first, but you both sides are anchoring, but your left's a little bit deeper than your right. So let's just hold space for the right to go equal. Let's allow, please. I'm seeing the little boy on the beach again. Okay. Just allow your breath. Yane yakauaye. We're going to open up your right hip a bit, the energy in the right hip. Just breathe. Hold there you go. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't even have to tell you verbally. It's like you picked it up. Yes, there you go. All right. So your right root lines are going down more balanced now. You were like tilted just a bit, but your hip, you opened the energy flow in your hip. Hip, hip, hooray. Life is for me. That's a line I use when I'm wanting to make sure my hips are clear and open. Yes, this is the divine masculine. So this is the father's line, all men in connection with you. Your third eye is expanding as this root line on the right is going down and balancing itself with your left. And also there's a wave of purple flooding in. For many, this is the color of divinity. For some, it's Saint Germain. For some, it's royalty. For some, it's Christ consciousness. Palladian energy. Just allow your breath. Yes. Yane. All right, now let's look at your roots and your legs. This is like a chiropractor almost, but energetic. We're looking at the way the hips and the legs are balanced and the root lines coming out the feet. Your back's opening. Yes. Yes. If you're not already thinking it, yes, just think I allow. I allow. Yane. I allow. Huyane. All right now. So in my being, in my mind, and my connection with you, I'm seeing and feeling as if my hands are on the back of your hips, if you will. And you could just allow that connected thought. Yes. And just allow that intention. My hands, yes. And the energy connection of this divine flow of you right there in the hips. Let's do that. The hips connect your upper and lower body, yes? And the hips are how your legs, if you will, get to move you forward. And you are resetting your walk. Yes! All right, just allow your breath. Yane! Beautiful. Just allow your breath. I can see at least one being, but I believe there's two, one on either side of you, and they're working with your head. Yes, they're gently working with your head. Just allow yourself to sense the space. And again, intend I allow, if you so do, and allow your breath. Vianea koa bu yana sea ta ora kea kania natawa tea. That was really big, really beautiful. All right. So that was like an entire shift of your vibrational field. Yes. Ah, purple's flooding in. Just allow your breath. Waves of light cascading down the body, the form. Third eye open, head is clear, energy is flowing to the field. Root lines are anchored equally, hips are balanced, back is open, heart is opening more. Just allow your breath and really feel it. Feel your breath through your form in whatever pattern of breath works for you, but allow yourself to feel it. Ooh, big clearing now, the right side of your face and your head, behind your cheekbone. Something sharp just came right out. This is something that would have been a physical ailment or had been in the past, but it just came right out. Right through the top teeth on the right side, the entire upper jaw or upper mouth. Yes, yes. All right, just allow your breath, please. Yes. We're sealing this, that it be whole. Yes, yes, yes. Now there's a, yes, there's a connection, yes, of you vibrationally beyond this form, your consciousness, your quantum multidimensional being in connection with what we know as or call the stars. This is a space of you you've been. And I cannot remember everything I say to everyone, so I may have mentioned this before with you, but it has a sensation of Palladian energy. Yes! Yane! Or what we understand as Palladian energy. Whatever opened up on your right side, that was really big. The whole side of the face is like it cleared, but it's like open and it's like restructuring itself energetically right now. I almost feel like it was something. Oh, this can sound out there to some people, but I'm just giving you everything I've got. It feels as if there was something placed there a long time ago that was not organic, and you removed it. It came out. It felt like it almost got ripped out, but it was quite sharp. But the waves of purple just keep coming, and the sensation of your team around you. Yes, they are higher dimensional beings. You are one of them in what you would understand of yourself as your consciousness in another space of itself, but you are so vast. All humans are, and all are unique. Yes, and sacred to their own journey and their own exploration of their being. There's a lot of numbers coming in. 789-234. Yes. 789-234-11978. Yes. like it's a, yes, it's a numerical code of information, vibrationally set. Every number holds a vibration of information. Just allowing yourself to say the numbers or to write them or to look upon them is a transfer of the information via the vibration, even if you're just looking. Yes, it's like art, sacred geometry. It holds the vibration of the information. Yes, within it. There's a really beautiful opening going on your right shoulder. So this is something with a man in your life, could be a father or a father figure, but there's some, or you, I guess, your own thought process or where you look at yourself, but it's an opening on the shoulder. This is a release of ego, either theirs or yours or both, but this is a release of ego driven, a driven, focused mindset. Someone has a driven, focused mindset of what they think is right or good or okay or kind of like opinionated, maybe, but not vindictive or mean. But there's a clearing in that space. There's a clearing in that space. Your shoulder just opened completely, the energy flow. And this right side is still restructuring. Yes, the whole side of the face, the teeth, the mouth, all restructuring. Just allow your breath, please. Just allow the space. There's energy moving in your spine. Uh, a weaving of energy, a weaving of your light, your consciousness through your form, your body. Spaces of your physical body opening and, in a sense, activating in some way to a optimal way of functioning, based upon you and your energy in your now. Okay, so what you're doing is, yes, there's a lot of emotion here. Let me just take one breath, please. Oh my goodness. Yane yakao koa. Yane yasawa hatao hoa ye yanatea. Yane yatawa. Oh, your body and your energy, they're one, but your body has, it's the housing of, if you will, your light, your divinity, your consciousness, your energy. And your body right now is expanding itself the way it actually functions to be able to hold you. You that is expanding. You are not the vibration you were, and you are ever expanding. You've opened the door. You've opened the windows. They joke as if it's like a convertible, as if you've almost opened the roof as well, you know. Yes, and it's quite beautiful. And you are seen and heard for all that you are and all that you've done and all that you are doing and being. But your body right now is just resetting itself to hold you. Just allow your breath, please. Just feeling the energy move through your legs, feeling the energy move through your feet, feeling the energy move up the torso, through the spine, through the heart, the expansiveness of the heart expanding and opening, the upper heart. You have a heart portal in your heart center and you have an upper heart center. Yes, And those spaces are very open for you. Just allow that, bless that, know that, allow that. And this is the connective point for the higher heart. Yes, the human starts out in its individualized space of understanding of itself, and then it opens its heart to itself. And in that doing, it remembers who it is. And it is the sacred I am that floods in, and the upper heart gives opportunity to open. And then that is when we create the bridge to the higher heart. That is unity consciousness. That is the one. That is the vibration of creation within the many. And this is happening in you right now. Just allow your breath, please. It's so beautiful. Just allow your breath. With every beat of your heart, the vibration of creation moves through your form. Just allow yourself that thought. With every beat of your heart, the vibration of creation moves through your form. With every breath, yane, 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 yakaukua, sabeye yanatea, tabua ye yanakoa. Your mind is clear, your mind is clear, your mind is clear, your mind is open. Your mind is registering and processing the understandings of the field. It's like a filing cabinet filled with files that are limitless. And you can move through the files and find the one you need whenever you need it. Limitless. Allow your breath. Yes, your crown is opening. This neural pathways in the mind. This is connected also with the third eye and with the higher mind, the same as the higher heart. This is what's happening to the human. This is ascension, expansion, eternal soul, finding itself, remembering itself within a now. Just allow the breath. Yes. We're blessing the torso from the base of the torso to the crown. We're blessing the organs, the systems. Beautiful anchoring just then. That's lovely. Good for you. Well done. Ooh, there you go again. Beautiful. Your acceptance. Yes. Yes. Of this blessing of yourself. Good for you. Yes. Blessing those arms that hold your life. Yes. Blessing those hands. Blessing the neck, the throat, the flexibility for change, the authenticity within form. Blessing the head, blessing the way in which you speak about yourself and about others, blessing the way in which you listen and hear, blessing the way in which you see and perceive, blessing the way in which you think and know. Yes, and blessing your higher communications as well through your crown and your third eye. Your ears hear, but so do your eye and your crown. They hear and they know on many levels. Allow your breath, please. Allow your breath. Allow the space. Let go and drop further into you. Just think in your being, I let go. Beautiful. Let's go deeper. Beautiful, Holy One, your heart is opening. Yes. like you are falling, but very softly, gently through what looks like the cosmos, the limitless field of you. Yes, yes. There's this understanding of unity consciousness flooding in. It's like you're looking around at the vastness of it all, the many spaces of the one, and realizing everything you're seeing is you. At the same time, the space of you is as well. And you're breathing that in, and it feels like a rush of emotion. It feels like a rush of love. It feels like a rush of safety beyond comprehension, home. Oh, it just feels so beautiful. Just allow it. Just allow the space. You're allowing it. You're acknowledging it. And this will, yes, this will allow you to bring it into your now. Yes, this sensation, this knowing, this peace, this home, this love, the safety, the vastness, the limitlessness. You're bringing it into your now. You've packaged it. Yes, designated it for delivery. Yes, just allow your breath. Yane, yane. That was a really big opening in your heart. Felt like a little bit of a bolt of electricity through the heart there. Just allow your breath. Yes, the peace that passes all understanding. Keep your heart and mind in the alignment of the divine. Yes. Allow your breath. We'll seal this together. Yes. We seal it with love. We offer gratitude to all who assist, seen and unseen, all of the signs, all of the messages, all of the communications from universe in whatever way they come. We say thank you. And I see the boy running on the beach laughing and playing, and he is grateful. He sends his gratitude as well. Yes! So we allow ourselves to close this now in the greatest degree of love and in the highest alignment of light. Yarosoea tabe e yana kawakea kawaii yana sautoa yana sautoa. And just allow the space, and just if you want to stay in longer, you can. If you want to bring the focus back slowly to the physical sight, you can. Hello, Holy One. I never know how far in everybody is, so I always have to just give them a minute, you know? So just bringing that focus back gently and allowing a space of notation. I always say this, so please do it even when I'm not with you. When you come out of a meditation or an energy session or even a really beautiful moment or interesting moment with your family or something where you notice the difference or you are aware something happened, right? Just make a note of that. Just say, like, this vibration is different. The minute you say that, you solidify its ability to be different. Does this make sense to you?
I'll write that down.
Yes, this vibration is different. And it's really helping us to be us at a, I don't want to say better level, because all levels are very good in the level they are, but it is a more optimal flow, I guess you could say, to understand that we are this powerful, right? We just have not been living from our abilities.
Yeah, that's really good because I need to check in with that because even before this session began, I was so overwhelmed by all the energy because last night I played on a Broadway show and like I'm playing on a show and the energy is like whoa, it's like firecrackers. And then today I was dealing like all morning and day teaching online to college students, dealing with admin that I need to center myself in that energy because you can lose yourself in other timelines of other people's energy. Like last
You
night, a lot of people
can.
worrying about the next gig and how the show will go. And now I'm here and I'm like super checked in. It's a different energy. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's good though. And see, when you learn this, you have this moment here for yourself, right? And then you go back into those spaces, but now you have this that you've keyed in for. So you're able to bring that to those spaces. That's now available to everyone you're coming in contact with. It doesn't have to be a responsibility or a chore or something we have to do, but it is happening. You know what I mean?
To everyone else. And it's not like they're taking it from you. It's like you're
No.
set the tone.
Well, it's like this is probably not perfect, but if you put on cologne or,
Mhm.
I have this oil I love that smells like roses. I put it on my body and I walk around my house or public, and people will say to me, "Oh, you smell so nice. That's beautiful." They can smell the smell, they can receive the smell, they can enjoy the smell, they can pick up on the smell, but I didn't put it on them. It's still on me.
Got it.
Do you see?
Yeah. And it's noticeable in a refreshing manner.
Yes, yes, yes. There's this whole program concept space where people can drain our energy, and it's an absolute available timeline and program space that people can key into. But I don't believe when you function at this rate of consciousness or level of consciousness, understanding of yourself, I don't believe it works that way anymore because the vibration of that programmed belief structure is so unaligned with the understanding of the consciousness you're holding. Do you understand what I mean?
Mhm.
So that it's almost like it can't even get into the same room with you. That
Yes.
that old program. Okay.
That's a law of attraction in a way too. It,
Yes.
it is. Um,
Yes, you've designed a frequency level of your being that is no longer aligning with timelines like that.
yes. It's interesting when you see a test come up as well, because I study a bunch of manifestation techniques. So it's like tests, expanders, like you're an expander. It means the person is like at a vibration that you want to go or is doing things that your soul is lit up by. But tests definitely come up and those have to be passed in the human experience. Like I had someone reach out,
Absolutely.
yesterday, like, someone I used to meet up with. And I stopped doing all that stuff. Like I stopped, I mean, not completely, but I stopped getting into that vibration or looking or anything. You know what I mean? And then I noticed I was like, that's a test. Because
It
I'm
is.
not interested in it. You know what I mean? My ego. So,
Absolutely. And I like to even change the way I look at tests. So the way I look at tests is it's me asking me if I want to realign with that timeline and vibration, or am I confirming that I've moved into a new one?
wow. Yeah, that's a better way to look at
So
it.
I really like that because it gives me all the power. So when I have a quote test space, I say to myself, "Oh, I'm being asked if I am confirming my higher alignment." And I say, "Confirm, higher alignment, confirm, please." And I make the choices accordingly that confirm that. So, yes, that's quite fascinating. I was thinking about you so much yesterday. I almost WhatsApped you and said, I don't know. I was just like, I kept thinking about you. And I think I did write you about like your message or session or something like that. But I just had
What
this
did,
feeling. What?
what did you feel? Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just had this feeling about, and not in any judgy way, but just like to be supportive of you, to be like, hey, if you need to just talk to somebody positive or somebody in a higher conscious conversation, just shoot me a message. I'm right here. But it was like yesterday, and it was like I just felt like an old ping was coming in, and I was just wanting you to remember it's a choice. You know, you don't have to accept the call. So.
True, and it did come through. Wow, you're like psychic. You felt the energy coming in. Yes, it did. Um,
But I didn't want to be overbearing. So that's the reason I bring it up. Because if you're like, no, send me a message, then I'll send you a message if I ever have that happen. But I feel like I always try to respect the way people communicate with me. And if they are like more moderate, I tend to be more moderate because I think that might be what they want. You know what I mean? How you would,
I need to learn to call out more and
okay.
part of my God name, like it's to share but to receive. And I don't like to bother people because I know that feeling of like someone clinging on to you and like writing to you every day. I like when people do that for me, but I need to reach out, especially if we have one more week left. If you get a ping, do send it because I didn't really pass the test. I started communicating with that person again. And
Oh
that's
my goodness. Okay.
intuited it and it started to bring down the vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It brought that sexual energy back onto me and that cravingness, that lust. Like
mhm.
I said, I'm not perfect. That's why I said like, oh, but that's so interesting because I thought of you too during it. I was like, she's probably feeling that. I actually thought that. That's funny. Took
So
her back.
that's probably what I was picking up on is you thought of me and then I was able to feel you thinking. But yeah, I almost just wanted to write, like I don't know, I just felt like I almost felt like I wanted to just write you like you're more, like you're more, you're more. And I did feel like it was a hookup kind of space. I did feel like it was something
It was.
presenting itself, but I didn't feel like it was what it used to be. I felt like it was like it
Yes.
had the possibility to be that, but I felt like it didn't turn into that in the same way it would have before. I did feel that as well.
It's a different energy. It was a different energy, definitely. Like I feel different. I'm not gonna lie, I did meet up with the person, and it's so funny because when it was over, when it was done, it actually wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, but they were texting me yesterday too. And I did the meditation during our session yesterday, and actually it wasn't the focus of yesterday's session. I felt like it was more like my ancestry thing, which I wanted to tell you about. But this person, it was that. And after that experience, it actually I didn't feel shame, to be honest.
Good.
I felt a different
Good.
vibration or like embarrassed or something. What I felt actually is that it was so generic that it's just not really a part of who I am. Like it was like the
Yeah.
lust, even before it happened, when we were meeting up, it actually felt like nothing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it didn't even feel that great. And then after I realized that it wasn't really a part of anything I need. Like
Mm.
it's nothing. It was like a non-attachment more than anything. And I felt like again, it's like taking the band-aid off slowly, like you said. Like I
Mhm.
deleted most of all this stuff. I'm not really interested in pursuing things, but that one person came in.
Yeah.
It was nice, but it's just not really a good idea right now. And I allowed it. And then after the experience, I actually kind of said farewell mentally to the person when they left.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen again. Yeah.
I did feel like it was more while you're talking, the energy is, I was going to say, is more of a closure type space. Like you had to see for yourself if you were really ready to leave the room, if that makes sense.
Exactly. And also it felt more organic in a way because I didn't feel desperate
Mm.
out to the person or something. It was like weird. It was like all of a sudden I stopped this energy and then it was like law of attraction. The person is into it, which is nice for the ego. So it made me feel not as bad to be like, oh, come over, or something. I was like, okay, there's someone interested. You know what I mean? But after the thing, I realized it was a false interest. It was just a quick interest, not a long
Yes.
thing. It's like eating
Right.
food that doesn't have a lot of energy to it. It's not long
Yeah.
for your nutrition. And my goal this year was to majority of my life only try to be part of things that are long lasting. Like if you work with someone, it's a long lasting for your development. If you hang out with people, it's a meaningful thing. Like you enjoy it, not like short circuitry kind of transactional things. Even food, like you've been eating things or binging, it's a transaction. It's a short circuit that robs your energy. So that's so funny you intuit that because when it happened, you were the first person I thought. I looked at it and I said, "Oh no!" And then it's better not to look at it as a test. It's your now that you said that, my consciousness thinks, "Okay, it's another timeline," and my soul
Exactly.
felt that, but I didn't have the words for that because I knew that there was another timeline waiting. Because if you want to attract in your soulmate, I think of it as like a measure, like you said, a timeline.
Mhm.
That kind of person you're working on yourself, you want to attract in. Like I said to myself the other day, would I want to date someone or be in a close relationship with someone who was of that energy? Do you
Exactly.
know
Exactly.
who I,
Exactly.
and I thought to myself, I was thinking, like even with I don't know, just anything, even how I place things in the home, like everything is how you see it. So I want to be with someone who's clean, clear, bright. I don't want to be with someone who is I don't know, shady. So it's not that I mean to be that way, but I'm acting in those actions if I'm doing that kind of secret hooking up with someone, and so
Yeah.
uh
Well, I
but
think you brought yourself a lot of information. I think you brought yourself a lot of information that you were ready to see and feel and register in a way that is this alignment of you, this vibration of you now.
yeah.
And it's not the vibration you were. So,
And also, before we finish off, what's interesting, you said about my face, like a clearing, like a sickness or something. You're saying it's so interesting because I have a predisposition, medical astrology, my eyes, I have to be careful energetically. I used
hmm,
to get styes all over my eyes. I healed it with
really?
medical medium, like doing the celery juice and the high
Yeah.
foods, plant-based, some wild fish at night and wild foods. But I noticed that like I started doing the hookups like months ago. I weaned off this or once occasion hooking up with these people. I'm not doing it as much, but my eyes became like all this eczema. It's going away.
Mm,
Work with you and also eating better and doing like natural oils and different things. But I thought to myself energetically, I was like seeing things that I shouldn't have been looking at. You know,
mm. And that was something like that was said in the space today. I remember what you're looking at or what you've seen, or, yeah, and it was really sharp out of the right side. So that's going to be connected to men and masculinity and just anything in your family lines or your regular everyday life in the line of men. So I felt like something came out my eye when we were doing it. I felt like somebody pulled something out of you. Exactly.
thank you so much for holding the space and everything. It's a lot of work, this stuff. Like, yeah, you're.
It's a really big space. These spaces are amazing, but it's so fascinating to me. I teach people how to do this, so I try to convey it best I can, but it's almost like I think because I hold a lot of presence, so when I'm with you, I'm nowhere else. I'm just this, right? There's no other thought of happening, and it I feel it and register it in my body, but then when I'm done and I seal it and I close the space, I feel exhilarated. I don't know if it's because I love doing it so much that I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But I believe it's passion of your soul alignment. Like, this is just what I'm here to do. So, like, because I found it and I decided to do it, it feels the way it feels, you know. But when I was in a job that was a good job, but was not my soul purpose or alignment, uh, I was drained every day and I had anxiety and I, had all these other things going on, right? And now I do these really big spaces with people, and these are big, and people write me big things, and it connects in with their families and everything. But I feel better than I have in my whole life. I look younger than 10 years ago. It's just crazy what happens when you get in alignment with your soul and your heart, you know? Yeah.
That's very true. And even with the food too, like once you feel comfortable with the nutrition you're getting out of what you eat, no matter what it is, you vibrate at a different level with the mind connected to the body, connected to the food, connected to the spirit. You know what I mean? We don't even need food sometimes, but everything is connected. I notice that too. When you're not living in your alignment on all levels, it changes the frequency and the physicality, definitely.
And you can have pockets. I'm sure you've realized this as well. So, like you were saying, food, you can have like that pocket out of balance.
Mm,
And it's almost like it seeps in somehow, it seeps into the other spaces. your relationships, your physical body wellness, your what you do for a living, whatever it is. And it does so at a different level per space. It's really weird, but I guess it's because every space is unique vibrationally, but then still a part of you, right? So yeah, that's interesting as well. But when you get most of all the spaces of you into a more optimal flow, it's almost like, I don't know, like time isn't even time anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true. And lastly, it's so interesting. I go to this really nice massage place near my town, and they're very lovely people that own it. And the son, they're from China. They have a very nice energy. Like they're so kind and hospitable. And I saw him drinking Red Bull. And I thought, oh my God. I'm like so judgmental. I'm like, how could you put that in your vessel? Like this is the devil. Like this is just like crazy. But then I look at his energy and I'm like, well, he is just so lovely and so compassionate, and his skin is so clear.
so it works for him. It's not an issue for him.
Exactly. I'm like shocked. I'm like, interesting. And also like sometimes you meet people, yeah, who smoke or something, and you're just shocked that their energy is very clear. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, it could be genetics, but I think
Well,
it's connected to the energy of the soul too. So.
absolutely. And I think that alignment of the soul opens up so many doors that we would think if I get the food right, then I'll be happy. But it's really if you get the heart right, you'll be happy almost no matter what you eat. But if you eat better, you're even happier. So yeah, yeah, because like I eat meat, and I think that freaks a lot of people out. They're like, "You eat meat?" They just think because of what I do and the way I talk and how I am that I must eat all vegetables and fruit. But I hardly have any. I have like a salad, but I eat a lot of meat and nuts. But we talked about that before as well.
It's an
Yeah.
energy thing, what the body needs with the frequency to balance it out. Yeah, and if you ever want for free of charge, we can look at some of the human design, which is helpful for food. But you don't. I intuit that you don't even need this information.
I just implemented being more in alignment with what I know is right for my body about 2 weeks ago, and I had like a tinnitus type thing in my ear. It wasn't a spiritual ringing. It was like a real annoying, losing your hearing kind of ringing. And I went back to what I knew, really, you know, dedicated. And just about 3 days ago, the ears got completely clear, and I got all my hearing back. So
What did you do?
just well, I had gotten a little laxed on my whole uh staying away from sugars, and I was having like pancakes sometimes, or I'd have like I think they call it a beignet or something at
Yeah,
this
kind
New
of.
Orleans restaurant or something that we have in town. Um, but I would have some sweets, but not like cake or anything, but just
Yeah,
bready foods, and rice, stuff like that. And I mean, I don't have any. When I'm strict, I don't have any. I have meat, nuts, seeds, salads,
that's good.
and
Yeah,
that's about it. And I'll do like eggs and cottage cheese and butter. I like all that, but it's very low carb. So my body was starting to respond because I had gone down the road of, oh, I'll just have a little here and a little there. And then I was like, I can't do this. Plus my B got low. I'll be honest with you. Supplements do matter. I have a doctor that is a well visit doctor, and he's wonderful. He's holistic medicine, but he also is general practitioner, and he does blood work. And he found out my my B12 drop, because I had started using a new supplement that wasn't the same dosage, and I didn't know it. And so I thought I was taking what I was used to taking, and I wasn't. I was taking like a quarter of the amount, and my B dropped, and that can cause your ears to do that. And I didn't know that. And I was so surprised. It's amazing. All these, connected points.
that's a good doctor. Yeah, most people are deficient in vitamin B because it's depleted in the soil and the animals.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
definitely look into Vimergy supplements. They're the supplements of the most high, in my opinion. They're very high quality, very,
Okay.
very clean. And also look up, you can Google tinnitus medical medium and read about his perspective. I mean, people think he's controversial, but he channels very beautiful angels. And I do all his protocols. They're very good. The heavy metal detox smoothie, because of all the pesticides in the air and the chemtrails. You have to protect your energy today. And I didn't
Hmm.
take the vaccine or anything, but if you're around people who took the vaccine, you can get a lot of the metals in your system. Um, I would really recommend medical medium tinnitus. Take it with a grain of salt what he says, but it's not a vegan diet. You can eat animal protein, but he says tinnitus, all these things, they're viruses in the body, and they we have to clean out the viruses. It's just
Hmm.
on a physical level. But he has a lot of spiritual, a lot of beautiful meditations that are very helpful and supplements he recommends. So
Oh, that's beautiful. I'll have to look him up. I did look him up a long time ago, probably 10 years ago, I remember. And I did celery juices for a very long time. I loved them. They were wonderful. I went through a whole space of juicing and it was fantastic. I love it. It's just a lot of work.
I know it's all the connection that I found. It does work though, because I got rid of my like a lot of health conditions with his stuff. Uh,
Yes, yes.
and do what works for you. And yeah, there is a physical level. You're right. Like sometimes it's not always a soul or spiritual issue. Like I feel like mine is a mix of both, but sometimes it is just a physical thing. You have to know the
Yeah,
mechanics.
the body. Yeah. Yeah, because I've done a lot of the work through my teams even worked on me and done stuff to me and I've been so grateful and they did work with a lot with my ears. But then it was like you have to understand your body composition or what do they call it? Constitution or whatever, where what you need. And I cannot do the high level of sugars. It's not optimal for me, which I don't really think it's optimal for anyone really. But I do really well. And maybe they were preparing me because I'm going to LA next week. This time next week, I'll be in Los Angeles. I needed to talk to you because we have our spaces that we have left to do. But I feel like this little push lately to clean myself up. And again, you had your moment where you had your realization that maybe you want to clean yourself up in a certain space, right? So you get what I'm talking about, right? It's such a really beautiful way to look at those spaces as gifts that we bring ourselves. So, and like you're preparing you for whatever's coming through all these beautiful outlets of your life with all the spaces of your career and your personal time. And I'm preparing me. And we can trust 100% that all the stuff that we're seeing, understanding, moving through is all for our optimal flow.
Yeah,
That's, that's a really good space to be.
exactly.
So next week I'll be in LA. I leave Wednesday very early in the morning to fly out there because I'm in Florida, so I got to fly all the way across the country. And then I'm doing the Conscious Life Expo, so I'll be back on. I get back really late Monday. So what I was thinking we could do, if you want to do it, and I'm open completely, I can make it work and put you in the very beginning of the week because I don't leave till Wednesday. But I don't want to rush us. And I feel like we're doing so good and I really enjoy the space we're having. So I thought what we might consider is a C to C next week, like on Tuesday, and then just take that time I'm going to be gone to just allow the energies to process, do your thing, WhatsApp me if you want to WhatsApp me, all that you want, please allow. And then we'll do the traditional C to C and Zoom the week I get back.
Yeah, whatever's easy for you, I'm flexible. Like we could do the 6th or the 13th or the 14th, like whatever works for you. You can send me times.
Okay.
Um, Flexible, whatever you feel is best. We could also wait till after it to give like time to if any alignment I need to get into that comes up. Whatever works for you, I'm flexible.
Okay.
Um,
I feel like doing the C to C next week would be good because, and we'll just add it in as an extra like bonus. It's not anything you have to pay extra for, or it doesn't delete the next one coming because uh, I just have this inner knowing that this week by week by week has been like interwoven. So everything we've been doing, it's like the next time we go in, we go back to where we were, but then we open it up and we go in a little bit further to, so I'd like to not break that. I'd like to keep the C to Cs and get one in next week before I leave. And I have nothing. I opened up my week so I could just plan on leaving. So you will be my one focus. So I think that would be if if you can do it. But if you can't do it, it's not a problem at all. But maybe that would be Tuesday sometime.
like why don't we do both Monday and Tuesday then? Like just have it is does that work? Like you do
We could
the
we could do that, but I was feeling like I was rushing you and I don't want to rush you. So I could do a C to C and then the next week we could do the two.
No, 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 we can do let's leave it for like Monday the Acasma and then the Tuesday the meeting. That's just easier energetically because you have to go. So like you have to travel. You know what I mean? Like it's just easier, you know what I mean? I would prefer to keep the flow, you know.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to break the flow. Okay, so we'll do 5 and 6. 5 is Monday. We'll do that for the C to C, and 6 will be your Zoom.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm so far those days like I it starts to get busy after that, so it works good.
Oh, okay. All right, great. So, I'll send you the times that I have. I'm completely open except 3 o'clock on Monday. I have an expo team meeting because I have 7 women going with me and meeting me in LA as my team and working with me when we're out there. So Friday, or I'm sorry, Monday is our meeting for that, last time before we get there. So I'll just need to put the C to C either a little before 3, like at 2 or 1, or we can put it after 3, whatever works for you.
1 o'clock is great that
Oh,
day.
I'll do 1 then. All right. 1 o'clock on Monday for your C to C. And then on Tuesday, do you have a time you prefer? I'm completely open Tuesday. You can pick your time.
Tuesday, 1 o'clock. We can keep it consistent.
Okay, I like that. Okay, Michael, C to C on Monday, February 5th, 1 p.m., and Michael Tuesday, 1 p.m., February 6th for Zoom.
Yeah, that works great.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, I'm glad we took care of it and we're all set then.
Thank you so much, Shayla.
I always love spending time with you, Michael. You're such a beautiful energy. You really are.
Thank you for helping me. Seriously, I feel it already. Yeah,
Mm. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. It's always so encouraging and inspiring when people share. So, all that you've shared, thank you so very much for it. I'll send you the link to this in an email. You can download it if you want to, and you can return to it anytime you like. And other than that, I guess I will see you on Monday in the quantum.
Thank you so much. See you there.
All right. Bye bye.